Alex Albon crashed out of second practice in Sakir, the Red Bull man running wide at the final corner and lacking grip on the dusty runoff, finding himself at the mercy of physics.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Okay, mate.
Oh, sorry guys.
The session was red flagged as his stricken RB16 was cleared, and there'll be plenty of energy drinks needed as the Thai driver's engineers get to work on repairs overnight. There was a second red flag for a different kind of on-track obstruction.
Yeah, I just saw, I don't know if it was a dog or a cat. Maybe it's for that. Who let the dogs out?
With conditions close to those expected for qualifying and race day, second practice in Sakir was the first real chance for us to see some true pace and power on track. However, there was a mandatory test of the 2021 Pirelli tyres scheduled, with teams required to complete 6 timed laps, Valtteri Bottas cutting the corner at turn 6 as he got to grips with next year's rubber. And there were some close calls as drivers vied for track position on the new compound, Pierre Gasly venting his frustration at Bottas.
Why doesn't let me buzz this? What the hell? What the hell is he doing? Yeah, what the...
And Max Verstappen feeling the squeeze alongside Racing Point's Sergio Perez.
You should have seen that.
The Dutchman was, however, complimentary of 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton's apparent freestyle skills.
He's in front of me, he's drifting very nicely.
Yeah, Hamilton. Got no grip out here.
Hamilton has stated that Mercedes plan to use the final 3 races of the year as tests ahead of next season. And so it proved, as both Silver Arrows stayed out on the 2021 compound long after others had switched to qualifying and race spec. A measure of their current confidence and perhaps advance notice of their intentions. As the serious runs began and lap times tumbled, Ferrari-bound Carlos Sainz took his McLaren wide at turn 7, and his future teammate Charles Leclerc straddled the curb at the final corner at the track where he claimed his first F1 pole position in 2019. So Hamilton quickest for the second session in a row, ahead of Verstappen and Bottas, with Perez again impressing in P4. Then came Daniel Ricciardo, Gasly and Lando Norris, followed by Turkey pole sitter Lance Stroll, ahead of Danny Kvyat and Albon, whose best lap prior to his crash was good enough for 10th. The other Renault of Esteban Ocon was P11, and Sainz got himself between the 2 Ferraris for P13. Alfa Romeo, Haas and Williams occupied the final placings, with George Russell, who sat out FP1 in favour of Roy Nissany, in last spot.